As gas prices continue to rise across the country, it's over $6 a gallon in Los Angeles right now. Solutions are elusive, except for the solution used by millions of people every day, taking the goddamn bus. Here to talk about his fervent love of public transportation and how it's more important than ever, it's the star of Netflix's The G Word. Please welcome Adam Conover.
Hello!
So Adam,
Yeah.
you have a bus fetish. You love buses. You think they're sexually interesting.
Yeah, I'm a bus boy.
You're a bus boy.
I'm famously a bus boy.
Did you take a bus here tonight?
No, tonight Netflix sent like a car, like a whole car service
Wow,
for me to come here tonight. Because this is officially a stop on my PR tour for my new Netflix show, The G Word, out now on Netflix.
Oh, I didn't realize that you considered this like a work thing. You talk a little bit about like just how cheap it would be to make public transportation free in LA.
Oh, it would be incredibly cheap. I mean, the stats for, I don't have it exactly here, but like the amount of Metro's budget that comes in from fares is minuscule. It's somewhere around 10% or less of their entire budget. And that is pretty close to what they spend on fare enforcement, on having people just like, sometimes you're getting off the train and there'll be people like checking to see if you swiped. And you're just paying to occasionally give people tickets for jumping a stile when we don't need to be. Like the system is fully funded through taxes in every other way. And so it's bizarre. And the strangest thing about public transportation in LA is that compared to when I moved here from New York City, is that in New York City, at least prior to the pandemic, almost everybody took public transportation. Yeah. Everyone's on the subway all the time, right? And that's part of why the system works as well as it does. It doesn't work that well in New York, but it's the best public transportation system in America. And it's because everybody takes it. In Los Angeles, we have a mental class divide about public transportation. Public transportation is for poor people in Los Angeles. That's how it's perceived. And so that's why when I come places and I do jokes on stage about taking the bus, and people are like, really? You really took it? I've never taken the bus before. Why? I've never met anyone who's ever taken the bus before. I thought those were ghost buses. Who are on these things? Like it's normal people. It's just people who make less money than you. But we don't have we have this sort of internalized belief that those people should be punished for riding public transportation. They need to pay to get. I don't need to pay to drive my Tesla on a public street, but someone who's making $20,000 a year cleaning other people's homes, they need to pay $1.75 to take the bus.
It is interesting, this sort of class divide, because when I lived in New York, I rode the subway constantly. Love riding the subway in New York. When I lived in DC, I rode a bike. Okay.
I spilled water all over myself. It's boxed water. That's why.
It's the worst.
It says on the side, boxed water is better. Okay, can I just give an aside for a second?
Please do.
The problem with bottled water is not the packaging material. It's the fact that we're transporting water on trucks, okay? Water comes from taps. It's free to transport it around through pipes. We're putting it on trucks and we're burning fossil fuels to transport it. Just the fact that you put it in a fucking box doesn't mean you deserve a medal.
Also, the box tastes worse than the plastic. And it's time we face that too. And I hate box water. It tastes like the box.
and that's
my
problem
myself. With it. And because it's a stupid way to drink water. The box sucks. Okay. The box stinks. Back to the conversation at hand now.